Howdy, Cowboy Gamer here, and you're listening to the 18th episode of the Portable Gaming Podcast. I am back. If you guys have been watching my channel, I apologize for the few weeks off, but I took a vacation, and it was wonderful. Even so much for most of the days, I didn't really have access to internet, Wi-Fi, almost anything, so for that, pretty much that entire time, all I played was Persona 4 Dancing All Night and Fallout Shelter a few times. That was literally what I did for a lot of my vacation. Just sorry, I was working on planning on getting more videos uploaded while I was away and just use up all the bandwidth and try and upload a ton of things. I did not get to that, unfortunately, but let's get to the podcast. And even though I was on vacation, let's talk about what I have been playing, because it wasn't all just Persona 4 and Fallout Shelter. I did get quite a bit of time to sit down and, actually, right before this, I have played one more game of World of Warships. Just figured I was back. I was going to be doing the podcast today, and so last night really late, I just hopped on quick. I know there's a bunch of updates coming out and stuff like that, so I wanted to see if there had been any major changes and just play another game on my Congo and work on getting up towards that Tier 6 Fuso. So that's what I tried there for just a little bit. But as I was stating earlier, I have played a lot of Destiny, so much so that I really haven't been spending too much time on other things. I've just been sitting there on Destiny. I wake up in the morning before I go to work, Destiny, and when I come home, if it's really late, tuck the wife into bed and play Destiny. Before I was not level 40. I did hit that in just over a week. It is really easy if you get the level 25 boost and then play a couple of quests, mainline quests, you can hit 40 really fast. However, once you hit level 40, what matters after that is your light level. And I got up to, I'm currently at 288 light, so I'm getting closer to some raid. And I know I could do it. I've got some friends that are higher than me that could probably push me through a little farther with my lower light, but definitely having fun with that. It's definitely, if you're interested in Destiny, make sure you find out if your friends will play. If your friends will not play, or if they will, find out what console they're on. That's what you're going to want to have and buy. Hopefully you already have that console, but that's the addition of Destiny, because servers don't really work well together, so you want to be on the same platform. Also, this game, as much as it's a single player too, you need teams, you need to have friends, you need to make friends, socialize, whatever you do, however you need to do that. Go join Facebook groups, go join the Destiny Reddit page and enter your information, tell them what time zone you're in, and look for raiders, look for people that just want to play PvP, PvE, or both. Social, hardcore, set up clans. Do this, because you cannot do this game alone, unfortunately. Also, keep on top of all the internet stuff. The game does make changes. Like this week, the Festival of Light popped up, I think, Monday. It was news to me. I hadn't heard a single thing about it, so popped in, and that was cool. Stuff with that. Find out about Xur, where he is every Friday through Sunday, and what exotic engrams he has, what cool things he's selling. Figure out what guns you're interested in, and get the reputation you need to get those items and the legendary marks. Figure out the easiest ways of doing things like that. For me, one of the things I have always seen a lot of streamers say good things about is Hung Jury. It is a primary gun, it is scout rifle, but I saw it for getting a reputation of Dead Orbit, so I got Dead Orbit rep, ranked it up to level 3, the rep, and got the legendary marks. I had to farm all the way up to the 150, but as soon as I got there, I bought Hung Jury. So currently I've just been spending the last couple of days just getting experience on it and leveling it up so it has all its unique abilities and stuff like that. I'm actually really close to getting the final perk on it, but still super fun game. If you were a big World of Warcraft or Star Wars or whatever MMORPG, if you like first-person shooters, this is totally the game you want. So it's gotten a lot better. There's still problems. Bungie, Activision, they still have their own little unique little problems. But there's people that listen. People listen to podcasts that people do about this game. The Guardian podcast, Fireteam on IGN. I mean, there are things people say on those things, and maybe 2 weeks later there's slight changes in a note that says, hey, we worked on this, and this should be better. So, yeah, things seem like it is getting better, and it just sounds like it will be getting better over the next couple of weeks, few months. It looks like they're trying to make little changes every week to get you to come back to the game to see what's new. So yeah, I've spent a long time talking about this, but it's the game that occupies most of my time. However, when I'm not at home or near my PS3, I like to play my Vita. And for a dead platform, I still enjoy it. I told you before I got a copy of Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I didn't buy it or anything. That's a whole nother situation that I will not go into, but since I only have it for a certain length of time, I didn't loan it from a friend. I am kind of playing it when I can, and it's a long story. It is Persona, so it's a long JRPG. The dancing mechanic is still pretty fun. As I stated before, I'm not liking the amount of songs. Pretty much, if you're going to get into this game, you need to shell out the extra money, and you already spent a ton of extra money getting the game, because it's not a stinking $40 Vita game, it's a $50 Vita game, and more if you get some of the collectible stuff. But there are DLC for extra songs. I would highly recommend getting those if you want variety, because this is still a problem. I have very few songs. They're just the same songs remixed to a slightly different note scheme, or it's seriously like listening to the same Britney Spears song or whatever remixed by like 10 different people. I mean, it gets annoying. Yeah, you learn the songs, you learn the beats pretty quick, and some of them are pretty catchy. They still get stuck in your head, but man, I get excited. I'm like, ooh, I got a new song. Oh, it's the same song I already had. It's just someone else remixed it. So that's my problem there. The story is speeding up. There's a lot more dancing now. The beginning of the game, you start off in a dance studio and you go through a practice, but it's not even a cutscene. It's just a gray, like, oh, you practiced for probably half an hour on a routine, when you could have been doing a tutorial for the game and learning how to dance. But it does it completely different, and it just does an hour of story in the beginning of the game without you dancing as much. But the dancing at least is sped up, and if you really just want more dancing, go the free dance your heart out, go through all the easy, get them all, get normal, get all the money for costumes, all those extra cosmetic appearance changes, whatever, go nuts. But if you want a lot more variety in the amount of songs, probably stick with one of the rhythm games on 3DS. I hear they have a lot more, and they have a lot more history of IPs and classic songs that people care about. So, a little better over there. But I'm still enjoying it. I mean, It's not horrible, and as much as I think the story is telegraphed too much, and I kind of know what's going on, I'm still enjoying it. And I'm going to keep playing it for however else long I have this game. I also played a lot of Fallout Shelter. Still sitting on 109 dwellers, and that's just kind of where my system kind of tops out. It just isn't running as smoothly with the game as it used to at the beginning. Less animations, kind of harder to get clicked on people to heal and do things, and sometimes that actually matters when you're getting attacked at the speed that you can click. But again, I really am only turning it on because it's the only game on mobile I am currently interested in. I'm not going to play Fallout 4 as much as people keep talking about that game. I think I'd like it. I'm just probably not. So I'm kind of just playing Fallout Shelter. I just wish the game wasn't done in my mind. I wish it was easier to get all the achievements to beat the game as I want to beat it. But, I mean, I could go all the way up to the 200. There are people that say the game maxes out at 200 dwellers, so we'll see. But, yeah, it's not becoming the thing for me, and if I could find something else to do on my phone sometimes, I totally would, and just delete this game off of there. But I still want something to talk about, and unless I can find a new game to occupy my time, we'll stick with this probably. Unless I just get fed up with my mobile device. I want to play like 3DS and Vita for some reason. But, enough about what I'm playing. Someday I'd love to actually hear what you guys are playing. I'd love to hear if you have something cool that I'm missing. Let's jump to the Sony news. There really isn't much. Yes, it is just after Paris Games Week. And, well, do you want me to talk about what they talked about at Paris Games Week for the Vita? I would love to. And I'm done. Yeah. 1.5 hours was spent for Sony on Paris Games Week during the press or their kind of announcement block, and not 1 second was spent on the Vita. Obviously, they don't care about it, which we know. They're just going to let third parties do their thing. But since they don't care, no first-party games, really no news to talk about. In fact, this is probably the week with the least amount. It seems that with Sony's kind of getting behind the killing of the Vita, a lot of third parties have started to decrease the amount of time and announcements for the Vita. So, not as much coming. We still got a few things. One thing I'm kind of interested in, but let's go in no particular order. Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13, if I got it right, was delayed until beginning of next year, January 2016. Civilization Revolution 2 Plus kind of got announced, and a release for December 3rd. Atelier, Escula, and Lagi Plus, Alchemist of the Dusk Sky. There's a weird one. It's got a digital release that's happening on January 20th, and if you buy a physical copy, it'll get shipped out on January 19th. However, there's no word if it's actually going to be in retail locations, but this is both in North America and Europe. Day of the Tentacle Remastered is coming out in 2016, and the game I'm most interested in was Darkest Dungeon. This was a huge Steam game, got a lot of hype, but they announced that it will be coming out on the Vita 2016, so that's pretty awesome. Hopefully that game does not cost as much as it does on Steam, maybe $14.99 since it's been so long, but that would be... I heard a lot about that roguelike, and a lot of people spent some time on it. Definitely a lot harder than I really want a game like that on the Vita. I'd like to be able to relax a little bit more lately, and that just seems like it's going to be super insanely hard and no mistakes whatsoever, but who knows. Two other games announced, Cosmic Star Heroine and Aegis of Earth, both got announced for the Vita. Also on both platforms, 3DS and Vita, there was a Eterno Blade 2 was announced. But let's talk about all the actually important news, because if you're seeing this, I've entitled this podcast, Nintendo is back. And after so much quiet and so much everything, Paris Games Week happened, and Nintendo had their, in no relation, but they had their investor meeting. So that's kind of why I delayed till this time to do the podcast. But Nintendo's investor meeting, it threw out a lot of information. And since I didn't do anything the last couple weeks, I've got some backlog stuff too. So there's a lot of Nintendo news lately. First, Amiibo. We have 21.1 million Amiibo have been shipped out worldwide. This is not sold, but this is a huge number. And if that's how much has been shipped, that means still there is a lot of demand for these things out in the wild. Most of it in the United States, but still, the investor meeting showed off a lot of cool things for Nintendo. One of these was the membership program. It is titled My Nintendo. And this will allow members to kind of have a cloud-based data service to transfer games between mobile games and consoles, and probably cloud save like the Sony has and Xbox, all that. So that's cool. There's a new point program where, Club Nintendo, where you will get points for buying games, of course, as before. But the new awesome perk is you will get points for playing games. That is amazing. It is not... Now, we don't know if there's trophies or anything eventually coming to Nintendo platforms, but points for playing games. I want to know what consoles this will work on. 3DS, Wii U, both have time allotments that are able to track how long you're playing. That's awesome, so they can tie it in with that and be like, hey, you've spent 5 hours on this game. Here's a credit. That's awesome. I don't know what it's going to be, the times, how long you have to play, but for supporting Nintendo, not only buying the games, but playing, that is a pretty cool reward system, and I'm really glad Nintendo, it seems like it's a first. I've never heard of another game. Dota has something, the longer you play, the more cosmetic stuff you get, but this is going to give you better things than cosmetic stuff, and let me get into the rewards. You will get digital content, games, cosmetic costumes, random things digitally, probably look like themes, which is not bad. You can get merchandise, as before with Club Nintendo. There'll probably be bags and little figurines and random stuff. And you can get discounts on games and other things. That's awesome. This is totally what we want. We want to have a membership program that gives us discounts. PlayStation Plus. It would be great if they gave free games every month. I doubt that's going to happen, but discounts, there's already, by having PlayStation Plus, you already get discounts just for having the membership service. There's no determination if this is going to be pay to be a member, or if you just automatically get it, and then as you buy stuff, you get the rewards, but there could definitely be some tie over and making it more like Xbox Live or Xbox Gold and PlayStation Plus. Nintendo also announced that their first mobile game, this was originally supposed to come out this year, it got delayed till 2016. The reason for is they want to promote and market this game a little more and let people know what this game is. It is titled Miitomo, and it is kind of a communication app, which the goal is to get you to talk to your friends and other people on your me in that game to talk about yourself, and it rewards you for doing so, kind of asking questions and getting you to tell you more, like not just your favorite color, but just kind of the weirder things that most of your friends might not know. Now, is this going to work well if you don't get your friends to play this game? Not so much, but it is a very interesting first game. It is also going to be free to download. There sounds like there's going to be some aspects that you can pay to get different things in the game, but at least you get it to start for free. Nintendo also announced that the rest, it sounded like, of their mobile games are not going to be free to download. In fact, there will be a cost to buying them. So if you want any other of the next 4 games that are going to be coming out in this kind of mobile startup for Nintendo, the rest of these you're going to have to pay for at start. So that sounds cool. At least they're not just making free-to-play games. They're actually being like, hey, you got to buy this game. It's $5, but it's a lot better than most other games that are out there. So you'll probably want to spend the actual money. But let's jump back to Miitomo. It's similar to Tomodachi Life. It has Mii's. Mii's with the Wii got hugely known. I mean, over 100 million units of the Wii sold, so people know what a Mii is. So similar art style. It's easy. Phones can easily handle the art style and the graphics, no problem. So it's not what we really expected, but it's a good start with something that not the hardcore audience knows, but just the random person that played the Wii or something, they'll recognize these things and might be interested. And Nintendo might get a lot of the random people to play this game rather than the hardcore audience, which if more people do that, there's a lot more random people than there is hardcore audience for Nintendo stuff, so might turn out better for them in the long run. That was most of that. Let's get to the NX. News is out. Dev kits are out in the wild. They've probably been out to select people, but dev kits are going out to people. And that's awesome. That means people are interested in this new console. Of course, it's a new console by one of the 3 main people, so people want to see what these new consoles all about. It has not been confirmed straight out, but it looks like it is the hybrid console. It looks like handheld part and a full console, so kind of what those patents have been lately. Looks like that is the NX. And it looks like it will not be using Blu-ray discs. It will be using kind of the smart cards like the 3DS with flash memory and things. So it's really interesting. But it looks like it is going to be the console that you can take the handheld out. You can go out, go hang out around the world, play games, come back, and then play in your home, in your room. If one thing that still has not been seen, we don't know if the graphics are going to be improved on the big screen versus just the handheld. I would assume they are, but who knows? Also, we don't know if NFC readers are going to be built into this device, but there's got to be NFC somehow, even if it's just a USB hookup like all the rest of the consoles do it, because Amiibo is here to stay. They've 21 million shipped. They have to put this into their device, whatever they do. I mean, we know about the triggers are actually scroll wheels that sounds like you can push down, so that's a really new idea. A lot of speculations going out for the NX right now. It sounds like people are like, since it's portable, if you wanted to bring your friends over, they can it sounds like people are thinking that this might work with Wii U Pro Controller, even though it kind of had the Wii U name, but sounds like they're hoping some of the controllers are going to carry over. And they're hoping that since it's a handheld that you can take and go, when you come into proximity of another NX, that it will connect, sync up, and then you can play with your friends. Just, hey, you want to play on my NX? All you gotta do is bring over your handheld portion of it, and you have your own controller. Awesome. People don't all have to, one person doesn't have to just buy multiple controllers. Everyone's kind of got their own controller. Cool. Loving it. This sounds like also that we will have a kind of handheld console Pokemon game for the first time, so who knows, it's never happened before. There's never been a console, really hardcore Pokemon game by Game Freak, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, the idea of where Zelda's going to be when this releases is still a huge thing. Nintendo stated that it was going to release Zelda on the Wii U, and I think they have to keep their promise and just put it on the Wii U, put it on the NX. Pretty much the Wii U is dead anyway, so I don't think it's going to be a major problem if it comes out on both, because most people aren't, if they don't have a Wii U, probably just going to go straight to the NX and not do the Wii U. And not unless it gets cheaper eventually, and then maybe in a few years people will buy the Wii U just for the Zelda game. But that is kind of all on the NX. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more now that dev kits are out. There'll probably be some small leaks, but we'll see. Pokemon Company. Now, I know this isn't specific Nintendo, but the Pokemon Company Game Freak works so closely with Nintendo, they're almost the same thing at this point. But they purchased Koei Games, which is a smartphone company developer. Why, we do not know. Their Pokemon mobile game, they're already working with Niantic to work with it, so I don't think they need to have a studio for this, but we'll see. Maybe they're thinking that Pokemon game got so much hype that they want to do another Pokemon game on mobile. So, we'll see. It's still cool, though. Yokai Watch is going to be up and coming pretty soon, and they announced that there will be a 2DS bundle with the game coming out on November 6th. President of Nintendo or someone else did state that Nintendo will be doing Nintendo Direct before the end of the year. That's exciting because people really enjoy Directs and they kind of want to see what's coming out next year. This Direct, depending on the time, soon would be really good because before Black Friday would be wonderful for those Christmas sales. And to push information out there. However, it's more of the hardcore people, and most of the hardcore already know what's coming out for Christmas. So it could be a Direct more focused on, hey, you already know what's coming out this year, but here's a little more DLC or something else to get you interested, and here's our next 6-month year lineup. We'll see. Usually it's a lot better to do that right at the beginning of January, but you kind of want to gear everything right now towards Christmas, but we'll see. Nintendo does things their way. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Bros. Will come out on December 4th. Monster Hunter 4, we have found out, has shipped over 4 million units. Not bad. It's a 3DS game, though, but it still just didn't appeal to enough people. And, I mean, for as many 3DSs are out in the wild, kind of sad that it's only at 4 million, but it's still good. It means we're probably going to get a Monster Hunter 5, so that's cool. Maybe they'll do it on both. Oh wait, they can't do it on both because it'll be on the NX, which will be both. And Pixel Noir was announced to be coming out on the 3DS. This was just a Kickstarter goal that was reached, so we'll see what happens on that, but not bad. Not bad for all of Nintendo. I mean, that is a lot of stuff that all came out recently. So, maybe Nintendo is kind of back. I mean, after their kind of quiet hiatus while things kind of got rearranged and figured out, but sounds like a lot of good information out, especially with this conference. I look forward to the next couple of months, too. Especially because Xenoblade X is going to be coming out early December. Yes! I'm so ready to lose 100 hours into that game, no problem. Games that have come out recently or are coming out. Nintendo, new games, Gunslugs 2, and then these are, not games that are out, but demos, but I thought it was interesting because, Yokai Watch, is getting pushed, and the demo should be out right now, and the full game is coming out on November 6th, as I stated earlier. Stella Glow, the demo is out, and the full game is coming out on November 17th. Yokai Watch, I'm still wanting to figure out more about that game. It's similar to Pokemon, but I don't know if I'm going to play the demo, but I'd like it if I did, that the information would carry over to the actual game, but maybe I'll sit on YouTube, watch a couple of people play that game on the demo, and just see what that game's all about a little bit more. I was a lot more interested around E3, but I don't have the money again, so unless I get this a different way, well, I probably won't be playing it, unfortunately. Games coming out for the 3rd. The Peanuts movie, Snoopy's Grand Adventure, Gravity Falls, Legend of the Gnome Gemlets, and Barbie and Her Sister's Puppy Rescue is all coming out on the 3DS next week. For Sony, as the Vita's been dying, not as many games coming out, but let's go back and talk about the games that are out. Pocket God vs. Desert Ashes, Oregon Trail Complete Edition, Code Realize, Guardian of Rebirth, Breach and Clear. This was the actual retail version, came out yesterday on the 29th. And Legend of Heroes Trials of the Sky SC came out yesterday on the 29th. And then coming out November 3rd, Norm 9 Var Commons, and Phineas and Ferb Day of Doofenshmirtz is out on the 4th. I was really more hoping for a good game with the Phineas and Ferb, especially on the Vita. It just doesn't look appealing to me, unfortunately. As much as I would like to get that game, Cowgirl Gamer would probably love to play a Phineas and Ferb game. It's so, for as good as how much people talk about Phineas and Ferb, this just looks like a cheap developer got their hands on the use of the game and was like, hey, we want to make this, and did not spend enough time on it. They probably spent a ton of time in their eyes, but it's a smaller studio, so I just don't think this game got the love and justice it deserved. Hopefully we'll be getting a lot more uploads of other things on my channel. Hopefully more videos of World of Warships. Hopefully the Civ stuff gets finished up. It's just, I have a choice, and I either sit down and play another round of World of Warships, or play like 20 minutes of Civ 5, or I can go play Destiny. And right now it's just kind of the easier choice. So I apologize for the lower amount of content at the moment, especially with vacation and everything, but we'll see if I can have a bunch saved up, and so hopefully for a while you get some, maybe again every night. The other problem is my times for when I play Destiny are just kind of haphazard, and sometimes I don't get the full 5 to 6 hours of sleep. So when that happens, I really don't want to start uploading something when I'm getting ready to go to bed, and then I wake up and not be able to do anything for the first hour because I woke up early, because I'm uploading, which sad, but internet is internet. So, and I wish I had better, but it is what it is for now. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying these kind of half-hour segments of Portable Game Podcasts. I know I'm not big name. I don't have other people at the moment, so I'm trying to keep them shorter, quicker, not expounding upon everything, so it's less time you have to use on listening to my voice. And but I hope you guys still enjoy. Also, for my entire vacation, I planned on getting a lot more reviews on horseback, and a new thing, reviews on choring. However, time did not cooperate almost in any way, shape, or form for things. Also, I completely destroyed a pair of shoes while I was out on vacation, so just things didn't work out the way I thought they were going to work out, or the way I planned. But that's life. So, let's end this episode here. I am Cowboy Gamer, and I will catch you next time.